One afternoon, Nasruddin Hodja was sitting pensively under a shady tree. A moment later, he saw three children passing by arguing one another. Then Nasruddin rebuked them. "What's your problem?" said Nasruddin. One of them replied, "We are confused about how to divide these walnuts for the three of us," while holding out the plastic bag. Afterwards, Nasruddin had the bag. "Oh, this is the way. Do you want to use the human's way or God's way?" He smiled. They answered spontaneously, "God's way," almost simultaneously. Then Nasruddin opened the plastic bag and put his right hand. He took out his hand that was holding a handful of fruits and handed it to the first boy. Nasruddin put his right hand back in and took out a handful of fruits for the second boy. Then he put his hand in again, and it turned out there were many walnuts left within it. He lifted one last grain and gave it to the last boy. Of course, the last boy's face became gloomy. He protested, "This is not fair." Nasruddin just smiled. "What kind of division is this? Unfair!" threw up the last boy's frustration. The other two boys were also surprised while looking at Nasruddin. Nasruddin smiled then said, "Look, this is God's way. If you divide it equally, it means you are using the human method. What I did just now is the way how God gives us. He is the most giver who gives someone according to the level of the person. Some are given much, some are given little, and some are given very little. In fact, there are also those who are not given at all." While digesting Nasruddin's explanation, the three boys nodded. The story revealed the mystery of giving that we often misunderstand. As Nasruddin did, God, the most giver, never gives by favoritism, either to those who ask or to those who don't. The benchmark of his giving cannot be set equally. He gives something to his servants according to the level of importance and measure of the servant's needs. God always answers our prayers, but God has His authority to delay until when our prayers and requests will be realized and granted, and may not even be granted. Now, in that situation, not given by God itself is a form of gift from God. It's just that we often don't understand this because we suppose that the benchmark given by God is the same as the benchmark for our daily lives as humans. It is true that when we get less than other people, it will taste bitter. That bitterness comes from our greed. As a matter of fact, when we get nothing, it is a form of God's gift. The chief crux is to be grateful for anything because that is better for the development of our spiritual personality. See you.